Scroll of Sekhmet Thus, the lioness who would not swallow her roar. For the ones who are tired of pretending they're not dangerous just to keep everyone comfortable.
Channeled by your architect-musician, 361-1027, the Golden Whisperer, our sea star, Devalan Orrin. Apply the news you can use.
They say there was a time when the prayers of the gentle were drowned out by the noise of the arrogant. Temples were full, but hearts were empty. People thanked the gods in public and fed cruelty in private. The sky watched, the desert listened, and one day the sun grew tired of shining on lies. From the burning disk above, a lioness stepped down. Her paws hit the sand like war drums, each step sending a wave through the bones of the earth. They knew her name before she even spoke it. Sekhmet, lioness of the blazing edge, breath of the sun, flame that walks. The arrival of the roar. She did not arrive asking for introductions. She did not arrive asking, is now a good time? Her mane was fire, her eyes were molten gold, and her presence made even stone remember that it could still be afraid. Every place where injustice had become normal began to shake. Words that covered abuse fell apart in people's mouths. Smiles that hid malice cracked at the edges. Altars built on hypocrisy began to crumble without anyone touching them. It wasn't random destruction. It was correction. Sekhmet didn't hate humans. She hated what they had agreed to become. When gentleness has been exhausted, the elders whispered that Sekhmet was not the first response. Before her came the soft warnings, the strange dreams, the quiet chances to change, the friend who said, "This isn't right," the body that whispered, "Leave," the random stranger who told the truth in passing. All of that was mercy. All of that was the gentle knock on the door. Sekhmet is what arrives when the door has been ignored too many times. She is not the problem. She is what happens when the problem refuses to listen. The taste of overkill. The scroll says there came a point when the blood on the sand started to sing to her. Justice became pleasure. Correction started to tilt toward overkill. That was the danger. Even a holy fire, left unchecked, can forget its purpose and just burn for its own thrill. So the sun gods mixed red beer, poured it out across the battlefield. It looked like blood, smelled like sweetness. Sekhmet drank. Fire turned to sleep. The desert cooled, not because anger is wrong, but because even divine rage must rest before it burns the innocent. The healer behind the fangs. What the loud stories rarely say, Sekhmet was also called upon as a healer, patron of doctors and surgeons, mistress of clean cuts and necessary pain. People prayed to her when the sickness was too deep for herbs and kind words. She understood. Some infections must be cut out. Some patterns must be burned at the root. Some relationships must be ended, not managed. Sekhmet is the moment you stop negotiating with what is killing you and finally say, "This ends with me." The same claws that once tore through armies can cut away your self-betrayal and throw it to the sand. For the ones called too much. In the margins of the scroll are notes written for the exiled ones. The child who was told they were too sensitive. The woman shamed for being angry. The man told that softness is weakness, so his rage fermented instead of healing. The soul who learned to shrink so other people wouldn't feel small. To them, Sekhmet says, your heat is not a mistake. Your passion is not a glitch. It is power that was never shown where to go. You are not dangerous because you feel deeply. You become dangerous when you let others muzzle you until your truth goes feral. Sekhmet's questions. If Sekhmet sat with you, flame in her eyes but calm in her chest, she would not ask if you are nice. She would ask, 1, what are you allowing that insults your spirit? 2, where have you been quiet just to avoid losing people who are already losing you by how they treat you? What would you end today if you trusted that endings can be holy? What part of you is dying every time you refuse to defend yourself? Your answers are the real offering. The line burned into the bottom of the scroll. At the very bottom of her scroll, not written in ink but seared into the papyrus, there is a final line. Do not call it wrath when a soul finally protects itself. Do not call it overreacting when a boundary arrives late to years of disrespect. Call it healing with claws. This is the heart of Sekhmet. She is the divine immune system waking up in a body, in a relationship, in a community, in a world. When you stop swallowing your roar just to keep everyone comfortable, you are not becoming a monster. You are remembering that you were born with teeth for a reason.
Universal Currency Receipt, Architect Musician 3611027, The Graceful Whisperer, Devalan Orrin.
You don't even have to say nothing, I already know. I know.
To our beautiful collective, from our day ones to every new soul joining this journey, we love and appreciate you deeply. You've turned this space into so much more than a community, you've made it a family. Thank you, truly. Your presence, your energy, and even the smallest acts of kindness have the power to shift the compass for many in ways unseen but deeply felt. Here's to each of you, old, new, and the many more to come. We're just getting started, and we're so grateful you're here with us. With love and infinite appreciation from the collective of Shaman Ahll.
Races are the names of lunch,